Hello again, everybody. Welcome into Gamecock Central Radio. It's Emerson Phillips with Wes Mitchell to talk some Gamecock football today. Wes, summer workouts getting underway for Gamecock football as we turn our attention to the start of the 2016 season, which will take place on September the 1st, a Thursday night game at Vanderbilt for the Gamecocks to open up the Will Muschamp era. And summer workouts, pretty tough to get things started this week, Wes.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans probably saw some of the players tweeting about it. Workouts at 5-something in the morning on Monday, and actually part of that workout was 30 110-yard dashes. I don't even know if this regular person can quite fathom what that probably must feel like. Did some asking around, and basically the way that works is not only do you have to run to 110, but depending on which position group you're in, you actually have a set amount of time that you have to run each 110-yard dash in. So basically, you're looking at if you don't make your time, then that day that didn't count for you. It's broken down into like the big guys, like offensive linemen, defensive linemen. Then you have your skill guys, like your cornerbacks, wide receivers, safeties, I would guess. And then you have sort of in between sort of a big skill group that's sort of like tight ends, linebackers, stuff like that, depending on the size of each guy. So I think I heard it's like 14 seconds for a skill guy that you have to run the 110 in. I don't know if that's don't quote me on that one, but still, I think running 110 probably would put a lot of people out for the day.
So, Wes, this is a conditioning time of year for the Gamecock football team. How long will the summer workouts last? And they're working exclusively with Jeff Dilman, the director of football strength and conditioning. Obviously, Muschamp and the rest of the staff are not involved this time of year. Strictly Jeff Dilman's time of year, right?
Yeah, well, they'll work with them, and there's a little bit more leeway than there used to be as far as assistant coaches being able to be around the team, particularly in the meeting rooms. They'll do a lot of meeting room stuff right now, where they can go ahead and be getting in the playbook, sort of figuring out what's expected of them and stuff like that. That's something that NCAA has allowed a little bit more of the last. This is maybe the second, probably third year. I think third year they've done that, where they've had a little more time with the assistant coaches as well. But yeah, this is Jeff Dilman and his strength staff's time of the year. Lots of conditioning, lots of strength training, and that was the interesting thing to me. I talked to a bunch of these freshmen before they got on campus, and the thing the staff was telling them was basically don't worry about your weight. In particular, don't worry about trying to add muscle. Obviously they want them working out, but first and foremost, show up in shape. Everything basically, they said everything else will take care of itself if you show up to strength and conditioning in shape. So they've had these guys doing a lot of running before they got to campus, or they've asked them to. You obviously hope that they all would be following through with that. But basically, because they told them, they said, look, you're going to be expected to be able to run for day one. And the freshmen were told to be ready to do 27 110s on day one. So, that's a lot of running, and that's something that I think, I've heard there's been more running within the program probably than there was previously under the old staff.
Wes, how long will the summer workouts last?
Well, they basically, they'll go through summer one, which will be about a month, by the semester. I think there's probably a little bit of a break after summer one, but then they're right back in for summer two. And then they'll have a little break, and they'll start camp. I think they've released the dates. I think it's August 1, isn't it, for preseason actual football preseason camp for the team. So so they've got a couple of months where it'll be about 2 months where they'll be focused on strength and conditioning and obviously mental stuff. And and the team will get out there themselves without the coaches and do 7-on-7 work with the football.
Countdown to kickoff, 93 days for Gamecock football as we record on this Tuesday, the final day of May. Emerson Phillips with Wes Mitchell here on Gamecock Central Radio. We invite you to download the Gamecock Central Radio app. You can listen to Gamecock Central Radio anywhere you receive cell phone service. The Gamecock Central Radio app is available on the App Store and on Google Play. To subscribe to the podcast, just search for Gamecock Central Radio on iTunes, SoundCloud, or other popular services, or visit radio.GamecockCentral.com. Wes, summer camps will start very soon as well, and this is where the coaching staff gets out and works with younger players, high school age kids and younger, and obviously there's an element of recruiting involved here. If you spot some talent you like at these day camps, you may be interested in recruiting some of these kids later on. Talk about summer camps and how Will Muschamp plans to run them.
Yeah, those are going to start in June. I believe the first one is Saturday, and so they'll have kids from all over on their campus. And, some of these kids are frankly going to be guys that are never going to play college football and just want an opportunity to work with a college football staff and try to get better and sort of maybe learn something new. But some of these guys, like you said, will be guys that are under evaluation. And, there will be a lot of guys that they will have specifically invited, as hey, we're basically, for example, hey, we like you. We think there's some good things about you, but we want to see you up close and personal. We want to see you in a camp setting. Come work out for us, and maybe you get an offer. And then, there'll even be guys that already have offers that, will want to come out and just see what it's like to get coached up by that particular position coach and see if that's something, that school they want to go to. So, these things happen everywhere, but I think the thing with Muschamp compared to the Steve Spurrier era is just how many they're having this summer. They're having them for the month of June. They got something going on just about every day, which is kind of unheard of compared to the way things were done. So I think it'll be interesting to see how many offers come out of these camps. And then, like I said, there's guys that'll come in. They'll have big time guys come in. Some of them won't even work out, but it's a sort of a time where you'll have visitors on your campus. Either, come up with a teammate or come up with a group. And sometimes, prospects will even just get a big group together and kind of tour multiple schools. So, you always want for your school to be one of the stops as well. So, should be a lot going on as far as recruiting goes this next month.
By my count, there are 18 days of these one-day camps that Muschamp and the staff will be conducting with high school-age players, most of them ninth grade, rising ninth graders or older. But you mentioned before we started the podcast today that they have some camps for younger kids as well. So kind of interesting to hear about what goes on during the summer. We don't talk a lot or hear a lot about what goes on in the month of June. For the players, it's conditioning. And for the coaches, it's these day camps where they, take a look at some prospects that they may be interested in recruiting down the road. So 93 days until kickoff. Wes, we appreciate your insight. Thanks for the update.
All right, Emerson. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, Wes Mitchell will join us again for more Gamecock football talk. I'm Emerson Phillips, and this is Gamecock Central Radio. Thanks for joining us, and have a great week.